Let's talk Auburn football. Today, we're going to take a look at the next five-star to make a major impact for Auburn football. Hugh Freeze, he has this roster loaded with talent. He's done a great job on the recruiting trail. And in this video, On3 National Scout Cody Blair is going to not only spot the next breakout five-star, he's also got a former three-star recruit that is ready to outplay his ranking this season. Before we get going, though, Auburn fans, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. This is the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. We want you Auburn fans to be a part of it. All right, let's bring in National Scout Cody Blair. Cody, there's a bunch of former five stars on this roster. Who is the one that you think is going to have a breakout season this year?
Yeah, Josh, I think we got to go with the five-star quarterback, Jackson Arnold. The transfer from Oklahoma and star out of Denton, Texas, was definitely one of the more polarizing transfer prospects in the winter transfer period after a roller coaster of a season in Norman where he was named the starter, benched, renamed the starter, and he enters the portal at the end of his sophomore season. But which version of Jackson Arnold are the Auburn Tigers getting? The 5.8 yards per attempt version that was benched for Michael Hawkins in the middle of the season? Or the former Gatorade National Player of the Year, who we saw flashes of towards the end of last year? I think we have to look at the situation Arnold's going into at Auburn. And honestly, there's a ton of potential for this Hugh Freeze offense next season. They added one of the most sought-after wide receivers in the country in Eric Singleton from Georgia Tech to add to a star-studded crew of pass catchers in that room, including former five-star Cam Coleman. Plus, they added two new offensive linemen to come in and compete for starting jobs, including one who we'll touch on later. But the two things that go hand in hand that are more valuable than any singular player, Josh, is that Jackson Arnold needs, in order to reach his potential, is for his team to stay healthy and build consistency. If he can take reps with the same front five in front of him so he can stop seeing ghosts coming off the edge and feeling phantom pressure, if he can actually build a rapport with his receiver unit that isn't a bunch of banged up second and third stringers, this guy has a real shot to become a breakout player for Auburn in 2025.
Yeah, his high school film is still fresh in my memory. I know whatever happened at Oklahoma, but I'm ready with a Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton. I'm ready to see Jackson Arnold get that ball vertical down the field quickly like he used to in high school. It didn't look the same at Oklahoma, but I think we're going to see something different at Auburn. All right, we're talking three-star that's going to outplay his ranking. Who you got for Auburn?
Yeah, Josh, I wanted to single out Virginia Tech transfer offensive tackle Xavier Chaplin here because I don't know how many folks paid attention to Virginia Tech football last year. No offense, Vatek, but this was a team that went 6-7 this past season, but they had an absolute anchor at left tackle, which of course was none other than Xavier Chaplin. And this was a guy from Whale Branch High School in Seabrook, South Carolina. That was an industry three-star. However, he was an On3 4-star outlier, so shout out to Charles Power for that grade. But when you look at how he looks compared to his high school tape, he's always had immense size, being a true 6'6 plus with elite length, but he was sitting closer to 355 pounds in high school and now looks like a slender 330-pounder that's allowed him to become more twitchy, firing off the line of scrimmage. And he still has that raw power in his hands, which he's had since high school as well, being nearly a 47-foot shot putter and nearly 130 feet in the discus. So he's always been strong at the point of attack, but an area that he's really refined is his footwork and patience and pass protection. And I believe that's the single most important thing he brings to this Auburn offense, because he should bring some stability to that left tackle position, which should in turn give Jackson Arnold that confidence and belief that his blind side is covered, which should allow him more time to deliver the football to his dominant playmakers on the outside. And that's why I think that relationship between Arnold and Chaplin will be the deciding factor for this Auburn offense in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, Chaplin and Arnold could arguably be as important pieces to each other as possible because Auburn can't do it without an offensive line. They can't do it without a quarterback. Hopefully they got them both. Auburn fans, talk to us. How you guys feeling about this roster heading into the 2025 season? Let us know.